Hello everyone, welcome to the new session of Morphology of the Flowering Plants. In this session, we are going to study about NCERT based questions. Okay, so here comes the first question. The primary roots and its branches constitute of. So what is the primary root? First of all, you must know this. So if I'm drawing a seed, dicotyledonous seeds, and here comes the radicle. Now this radicle grows and it gives rise to the root that is called as primary root. Primary root. Now this primary root later when become mature, it gives rise to secondary roots. This is the secondary root. And this secondary root later gave rise to third level that is called as tertiary root. Okay. So the primary roots and its branches constitutes the fibrous root system, tap root system, adventitious root system, or all of the above. So this is in the case of dicot. Now if we talk about the fibrous root, so in the fibrous root, here we can see this lot of bunch of root coming at the base of the stem. Okay, so this is in the case of fibrous root. And here we can not say that this particular root is the main root. Earlier, when the seeds germinate, it gave rise to one main root, but later that degenerate and many roots comes out from the base of the stem. So that forms the fibrous root. Okay. Now, adventitious roots. Adventitious roots, it's originate from, suppose this is a stem part and sometime at this nodal region. So these are the nodal region of the stem part. And from this nodal region, some roots comes out. So this is the adventitious root. Adventitious root. So we cannot say that this is the primary root, or we cannot say that this is the primary root or the main root. But in the case of dicot, this primary root, okay, is there. That give rise to secondary and tertiary levels of the root. So the primary roots and its branches constitute and this primary root later gave rise to the tap root. This give rise to the tap root. So the tap root is the correct answer. The primary roots and its branches constitute the tap root system. So the correct answer is tap root system. So which of the following plant parts elongate directly and leads to the formation of primary root? They are talking about the root. So neither this axillary bud or this floral bud give rise to the root system. Now this root hair are formed after this root, formation of this root. So which of the following plant part elongates directly and leads to the primary root? So that is the radical part. This root system is formed from the radical part. Okay, the primary root is formed from this radical part. So the correct answer is radical. Next question. Fibrous root system is better adopted than the tap root system for. Okay, so they are talking about what is the advantages of fibrous root system over the tap root system. So let us study about the options which is given here, or the distractor which is given here. Transport of the organic matter. Transport of the organic matter. Absorption of the water and minerals. So fibrous root system also absorbs the water and minerals, and the tap root also absorbs the water and mineral. Okay. Storage of food. or the anchorage of the plants to the soil. Okay, so let us see what type of the plants that the fibrous root system is having, and what type of the plants the taproot system is having. The fibrous root system is present in the cereals or the grasses. Okay, and generally these are present in the monocot plant that are comparatively weaker. They are not woody, they are weaker plants, so they need a proper anchorage to the soil, proper attachment to the soil. Now if we talk about the tap root system, this tap root, that is the main root, goes deep into the soil. It goes deep into the soil, and it also gives rise to the secondary level of roots, and the primary that again give rise to the tertiary level of root, like this. Okay, so but in the case of this fibrous root, the roots do not go deep into the soil. They are present not much below the soil. They are present at the surface only. So they need proper encouragement. So what they do, they give rise to lot of root at this base of the stem, which forms the fibrous root, and they helps in the proper encouragement or the anchorage of the plants to the soil. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Anchorage of plants to the soil. Okay, next question. Fibrous root system is found in monocot plants, base of stem, bryophytes, and the gymnosperm. So bryophytes do not have a true root. Okay, they do not have true root. That is the rhizome. Okay, and gymnosperm is having the tap root, and in some species they are also having the coralloid root. That is in the case of cycas. But this fibrous root is found in monocot plant. This is the characteristic of a monocot plant. Okay, monocotyledonous plant. Next, fibrous roots originate from where does it originate? Upper nodes, base of the stem, leaf buds, or none of these. So fibrous root, we have already discussed. If this is a monocot plant, the fibrous root is here. It comes from this base of the stem. Base of the stem. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Next question. The part of the root which is most active in the water absorption is called. Now, which part of the root is more active? So here we are having, I'm drawing the root. So here is the root cap that protects the root to when the root grows down, it is having the friction with the soil layer, so it protects that particular part. Okay, now here is the zone of meristematic, that is the meristematic zone. This is the meristematic zone. So in the meristematic zone, cell divide vigorously at the large rate. And later what happened? This particular part, when the cell divide, it allow the cells to elongate. So this is zone of elongation. Okay, and this particular part, it bears lot of root hairs, like this. So the region which is having lot of root hair is the maturation zone. which bears the root hairs. It bears the root hairs. So the part of the root which is most active in water absorption. So water absorption is with the help of these root hairs. These root hairs only. Okay. So that is the maturation zone, because the root hairs are present in the maturation zone. So the correct answer is the maturation zone. Next question. Root hair develops from so in which region, just now we have discussed in which region the root hairs develop. So region of maturation, region of elongation, region of the meristematic activity, or the root cap. So region of maturation develops the root hairs. Okay, this is the correct answer. Just now we have discussed in the previous question, region of maturation. Okay. The region of the root tip whose cells undergo rapid elongation and enlargement and are responsible for the growth of the root in the length. So, in the last figure which we have drawn, we have discussed that this is the root cap, this is the root cap, this is the meristematic zone, that gave rise to lot of cells, new cells. By the division, continuous division takes place in this zone. And this region, this particular region is called as zone of elongation. So in this particular part, the cells which has been divided into meristematic zone gets elongate and get matures. Okay, they elongate and enlarge. So that is the region of elongation in which this particular part takes place. And later when the cells become mature, they give rise to root hairs. The region of the root, so this is the correct answer, the region of elongation for this particular question. Next question. Prop roots of the banyan tree is meant from. So what is prop roots? So here we can see banyan tree, large branches, and some of the adventitious roots originate and later they can reach to the ground and they support such a large branches. So these type of roots are called as prop roots. So prop roots of the banyan tree are meant for the distractors are respiration, absorption of the water from the soil, providing support to the big tree, or all of the above. So they provide support to the big tree. The prop roots is meant for the support to the big tree because their branches are so heavy. So they need a proper support system. So this prop root provides the support system. So the correct answer is providing support to the big trees. Next question. Pneumatophores are found in. So what are now pneumatophores? Pneumatophores are actually, they are found in the plants that grow in marshy areas or in the saline lake. So if you have been seen any mangrove plants, what happens? Some root comes to above the ground like this. So this is showing negative geotropism. Example, negative geotropism. Generally the roots go down only. So that is the positive geotropism. Okay, the roots always go down. So it is positive geotropism. But sometimes the roots goes upward. That is the negative geotropism. So this is one of the example, that is pneumatophores. Now there is one more example. If you remember, the coralloid roots in the cycas, that also shows the negative geotropism phenomena. Okay, coming back to this question, pneumatophores are found in, so these roots which comes above the ground, they are having small holes in it, small holes, and they take the water which is present in the atmosphere or the air. Water vapor has been absorbed here. Okay, they do not absorb water from the marshy or the saline lake because it is having lots of salt in it, so that water they cannot take. So the distractor for these questions is, are pneumatophores are found in the vegetation which is found in the marshy and the saline lake, the vegetation which is found in the saline lake, zeotrophic condition, or the hydrophytic condition. So zeotrophic condition, this is incorrect. Hydrotrophic condition, this is also incorrect. The vegetation which is found in saline soil, it is written. Very important. Sometimes you get confused with saline lake and saline soil. So read the distractor carefully. So this one is the correct answer, because the vegetation which is found in the marshy and saline lake, they bears pneumatophores. Okay. So the vegetation which is found in the marshy and saline lake is the correct answer. Select the incorrect statement out of the following. Assimilatory roots capable of photosynthesis are present in Ctenospora and Trapa. If you remember, when we discussed about the root chapter or part of this chapter, then we have been talked about the assimilatory roots, means the roots that are capable of doing the process of photosynthesis, that are called as assimilatory roots, and Ctenospora and the Trapa are the examples of that. So this is the correct statement. Next statement, Hostoria of the cuscuta or the dodder plant make connections with both xylem and phloem tissues of the host. So they take the Hostoria inside the cells of the host tissue, and that Hostoria may reaches to the xylem and phloem tissue of the host to absorb both water and food. So this is also the correct. Reproductive roots of Ipomia batata help in vegetative propagation. Ipomia batata, sweet potato, if you cut that root and place it in the soil, that give rise to the new plant. So this is also the correct statement. Epiphytic roots of the vanda possesses well-developed root caps and root hairs. Now this is the incorrect statement, because the vanda plant, no root cap is present here. Okay. Instead, they are having some tissue which is called as velamen tissue. These velamen tissue absorb hygroscopic water from the atmosphere. Okay, so this is the incorrect statement. Epiphytic roots of the vanda possesses well-developed root caps and the root hair. Root caps and root hairs are absent in such epiphytic root plant, that is vanda. Next, stem tendrils develops from axillary bud, terminal bud, leaves, and internode. This also we have been discussed, that axillary buds, this is the leaf, and this axillary bud give rise to tendrils. So that is called as stem tendrils. Terminal bud, leaves, and internodes, okay, these are not the stem tendrils. They do not give rise to the stem tendril. Axillary bud give rise to the stem tendrils. Okay, the next question. The region of the stem where the leaves are born are called dash, while the dash are the portion between the two dash. So the distractors are nodes, nodes and internodes, nodes, internodes and nodes, internodes, nodes and nodes, internodes, internodes, and nodes. So very confusing. But if you remember what are nodes and what are internodes, then you are able to give the answer. So leaves are always born on the nodal region. Okay. And the portion between the two nodes, this is one node and this is the another node. This particular part is called as internode. And these two regions are called as node. Okay. So the regions of the stem where leaves are born are called as node, while internode are the portion between two nodes. Okay. So the correct answer is B, nodes, internodes, and nodes. Okay. Next question. Which of the following plants part is generally green when young and later often becomes woody and dark brown? So stem, this is very simple. Stem, when it is young, the plant is young, it is green in color. Okay. And it becomes woody and dark brown when become mature. So the stem part. Next question. In humid climate, the presence of spines in shrub. The distractors are to reduce transpiration, to defend against mammal herbivory, to defend against woodcutters, to check speed predation by the birds. So to reduce the transpiration. So generally, to reduce transpiration, the spines or the thorns are present in the xerophytic condition, not in the humid climate. So this is incorrect. Defend against the mammal herbivory. So what happened? Mammals eat away the shrub or the herb plants. So for the protection, the plant bears these spines. So this is the correct. Defend against the wood cutters. Like if they need a plant, then they can cut, whether they bears the spines or not, right? And to check the seeds predation by birds, this is also incorrect. Okay, so to defend against the mammal herbivory, this is the correct answer for this question. So this is all about for this particular session. We will meet with some more interesting NCERT based question in the next session. Till then, thank you very much.